You think
That's
it'll
gotta
Oh
rebel?
my god.
Yeah.
He has a point with that.
I'm not gonna fucking trade. I'm not gonna do a prisoner trade with you guys. No, I'm sorry.
If there's anything about trade, I'll buy them off of you.
Damn, how much you
I'm
want?
not
So you
going
can
into.
afford your Death Star.
I mean, you can afford a
not
Death Star if
going-
you buy
I'll
your-
take a couple of dozen.
I'm not going into human trafficking or anything like that with you. I'm sorry.
Who said anything about that? You should have. Wow, you should have thrown them out of an airlock.
Oh my god, the viewer said,
Live on another colony as a slave.
okay, so this is interesting. The viewer said, it's interesting you call yourself a pacifist, yet you're actively killing people in an airlock and wanting to build a Death Star? Contradictment much.
Okay. Here's the thing. Everyone can be a pacifist until a certain point. If you think pacifism is just letting people walk over you and not doing anything about that, I'm sorry, that's on you.
Yeah, and all we're saying, you can achieve the same effect, just not with a Death Star.
Boy, you're as pacifist as Gandhi from Civilization.
No, I'm not.
Well, no. See, here's the difference. Atomic Gandhi would actually willfully just nuke you for no reason.
Atomic Gandhi.
Yeah, he's Atomic Gandhi. Yeah. Do you
Yes,
not know about
because-
Atomic Gandhi?
Yes, because
No, I know who you're talking about. I'm just like,
Yes,
yeah,
because
that
the
makes
glitch in Civ, is that his pacifism is so high is that it goes into the negatives, which
it's not a
makes
glitch
him.
anymore. It's just a feature. Yeah, they
Yes, I
suck
know
with it.
because they made a meme out of it. But
wait,
So-
but Gemini, you wouldn't accept the trade offer of giving you like hundreds of nukes in favor of you not building a Death Star?
Are the
I-
nukes not enough?
no, because I answered
Nukes
your
are never
question. You
enough.
wanted us to choose a super weapon. I chose my super weapon.
Right, but like we're being
Alright.
diplomatic with you. Is there no diplomacy?
The Death
And
Star has spoken.
There is diplomacy, yes.
So you're gonna decline it either way.
I'm declining it in favor of my people, yes.
How long does it take to build the Death
The
Star?
viewer said,
The same people that
couple
if they're
months.
not completely with the cause, they get shot into space.
Say a couple of months?
I
Couple
did
months.
not say that. I did not say that if they're not with the cause, they're going to get shot into space. I said if you are shown to be a
violent
danger,
criminal.
if you are shown to be a danger to the people on the colony, then yes. And that means murder,
But real
pedophilia, kidnapping, anything like that.
But real talk, just sell them to me.
you're still on that.
Damn, you want to buy these, don't you?
He
But
wants
what,
your
what if
criminals.
I
I'll have them
kidnap
working
someone?
shitty jobs on the colony.
What if
I'll
I
have them
kidnap
setting up
or
bombs.
or murder someone as an act of protest to like some corrupt policy in your colony?
There's not going to be any corrupt policies in my colony. If anyone
Okay.
is going to be a government official, they're going to make sure that we're all on. If you're-
Corruption's in the
well,
eye
if-
of the beholder.
If you're all on the same page, you're on the colony with us. That's
You know what? This is a very interesting. I think I already asked Gemini this, but a viewer said to Gemini, if you're gonna
What?
align everyone with your policy, how would you do that and make people of different walks of life agree with you? Especially if you have weapons of mass destruction or the ability to end life, there would be people.
I don't
on
think
your
he's ever
colony
going
that-
to expand. I think he's gonna take his.
No, I'm not
I think he's
trying
taking
to
the
expand.
isolationist route.
Yes,
I know.
that's
I know he's going the isolationist route, but like, I think what this viewer is asking is like, how would you make your own people agree with you, especially if they come from different walks of life?
well. Let's go back to the start of
They're all
this
going to be
topic.
born drinking the Kool-Aid.
Let's start with the beginning of this topic. All different immigrants, all coming from different walks of life. We all decided to go on to make this space colony, right? So therefore, we already have these same wants to do this. We already have a ideology of going in for a cause and for kind of going this kind of route already. So it's not that much of an expansion of like I'm not going to tell them to change their walks of life. What I mean by that they have to be for the cause is that they have to just learn to live among each other with these different ideologies and with their different ways of thinking and still be pacifists with each other. As long as you're not a murderer or a pedophile or kidnapping people or anything that literally goes against pacifism, you're fine.
Another viewer said, I wouldn't want to be on your colony for
Okay,
the
that's fine.
sole fact that you're speaking on behalf of people that may disagree with you. Aren't you?
Oh, like in his like,
No, I'm not.
no, in his colony, there are no people who disagree with him.
Yes, because if we're building the
So
colony
you
together,
indoctrinated them.
did I really indoctrinate them? If we're bringing immigrants into space, they came with me. I didn't indoctrinate anybody. They came willingly.
Right, but do they not have the ability to also change their mind?
They do, yeah.
You shoot them out of cannon if they do.
And if they do, you're gonna shoot them out of an airlock.
No, he's
No,
not
I
gonna shoot
never
them out
said
of
that.
airlock for disagreeing. He's
Okay.
gonna sell them to me.
You're not getting any immigrants.
No,
But
I
he
never.
wants
More
I,
workforce.
so what is the question exactly? If they disagree with pacifism,
I don't think it's their disagreement on pacifism per se. I think they
okay, then
disagree
they
with
can
how
live on
you're.
the then they can still live on the colony if there's pacifists.
Okay, how about you give how about you give them to me for free, and I'll just pay to ship them over.
Sounds like a fair deal.
Yeah, that is a fair deal, actually.
What do
But
you
wouldn't
think?
that in turn be slavery?
What is the rest of the question then? That this person wanted to know.
Are they okay? I can just, summarize it. They don't agree with your leadership, and yeah, they just don't agree with your leadership because what they're saying, what you're saying, isn't pacifism anymore.
Okay, then you don't understand what pacifism is then. There can be there's two types of pacifism, right?
There's true
If
path.
you
Stupid.
if you believe in true pacifism, as in Jesus turns the other cheek after being slapped or whatever this kind of bullshit is, I'm sorry. That is fucking stupid.
I don't think what you're asking for is pacifism. I think you're just asking for isolationism.
Yeah, I thoroughly believe you're asking for
Now,
more isolationism.
now if you're a pacifist who can only put up with so much shit until you're actually attacked, that's doable. There's nothing wrong with that. You're still being a pacifist up until somebody provokes you or attacks you.
Yeah, and then you're no longer a pacifist.
Yeah, in that moment though. In that moment though, because you have a right to defend yourself.
Well, then you don't need to use the word pacifism. You're just an isolationist. Leave me
No.
alone, and I'll leave you alone. That's what you're asking for.
Well, same way as if you attack me, I'll attack you.
Yeah,
That's that's literally what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
you're pacifist to
yeah,
a
but
certain
don't
point.
say pacifist. You're just not aggressive.
Right. So you have a super weapon and you're not
Pacifist
aggressive.
implies that even when you are attacked, you don't retaliate.
That's why I'm saying, like,
Yeah,
if
don't say
we're
pacifist.
going,
Don't say pacifist.
that's why I'm saying, if we're going through the certain phases and we all are in the same solar system, and my history of being non-aggressive or whatever stands, and I am thrown the hypothetical of what super weapon would you build? Oh, a literal deterrent, so nobody attacks me, and the people I have here who are literally peaceful, I'm going to go with that one. So
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
attacks us.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But there's just like the issue is that you're using the word pacifist, and that's not what a pacifist would do.
A lot of viewers are saying the same thing.
Yeah.
That
It's the
what
word
you're
you're
describing
using.
is not pacifism.
You
Okay,
just
then
isolationism.
I'm
We're just
sorry,
not agreeing with the
sorry,
definition.
I'm sorry, viewers. Then what is pacifism to you?
Take the path of non-aggression always. A pacifist
Oh.
doesn't fight back. A pacifist doesn't take up arms.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry.
That's what a pacifist is.
Well, hold on. I'll defend one thing that Gemini said. There are two versions of pacifism. He is not wrong with that. There are pacifists that do arm themselves, but I've never heard of pacifists using an extreme deterrent to annihilate life.
It's
That-
a hypothetical.
So,
I mean-
all right, no. So the thing is, arming yourself with a weapon of mass destruction, even as a deterrent, is by its nature not pacifist, because you're using a show of force to ensure peace. That's not pacifism. That is what is that called? There's a term for this, and I can't remember it off the top of my head.
You guys remember that episode of Justice League Unlimited where they had like
No.
on their Justice League station they had like a super laser that could shoot on
Oh
Earth?
yeah,
at
yeah, I
you?
remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't, like, even in the definition of a pacifist that defends themselves, like, let's just say, oh, there's a military attacking me and they come from this country. Wouldn't a true pacifist that believes in self-defense prioritize attacking the military forces and not the country?
Well,
The-
here's the thing. The military forces are the country. What you're thinking of is they would defend themselves. They would take defensive actions, but they wouldn't take hostile actions. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't, for example,
proactive
pursue. Yeah. They would do just what is necessary to halt attack or to prevent damage to them or their people, but they wouldn't actively attack targets. So, like, they might go behind lines and destroy, like, supply dumps, but they wouldn't actively target people or personnel or anything outside of
Destroy stuff.
yeah,
not
they wouldn't
people.
target
removing weapons.
innocents.
Yeah.
A viewer just said, does Gemini not believe in the Geneva Convention?
There is
think
no
Jeff
Geneva
said this
Convention in
before.
space.
We just created a hypothetical Geneva
Uh,
Convention.
Okay, let me ask the viewer, how many countries actually stick to the Geneva Convention?
Actually,
And there's your answer.
quite a lot.
I highly disagree with that
In what way?
because biological weapons, kidnapping, anything, literally anything that has to do with war in today's standards do not go by the Geneva Convention.
That's not true.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Okay, so the war that Russia and Ukraine are having right now is okay by
Yes.
the Geneva Convention standards?
It is, actually.
That no,
No, it is.
I
It is.
don't agree with that
In what way?
because
And
nukes,
sorry, go ahead.
bombings
Nobody has
by
used
Russia.
nukes. Nobody has
Russia
used nukes.
Nukes, yeah.
So bombings on Ukraine, that
Yeah.
is completely fine
Yeah.
by Geneva Convention.
Yes.
So here's the thing: they are technically using precision munitions, and
What about attacking civilians?
they can't. All right, listen. they can't be proven that they are intentionally targeting civilian infrastructure. And even if they could, realistically, what they're doing is not considered mass destruction. It's not total war. They're not just annihilating everything. Total war is outlawed. And there is a couple other things, but technically speaking, they're not committing any war crimes. At least none that can be proven yet. And the whole thing with the cluster munitions. Cluster munitions are not a part of the Geneva Convention. They're part of a separate document, which Russia is not a signatory of, and neither is the U.S. They are frowned upon, but they are not outright illegal by anything that Russia, at the very least, has signed.
Okay, so we're going by world standards here, which two countries did not sign on, so they can't be frowned upon it if they
They can still be frowned upon, but they can't be upheld in
Yeah,
any
like-
sort of international court.
Yeah.
And since cluster munitions exactly weren't invented back in, let's say, 1940s,
Well, it doesn't matter
obviously
who
it wouldn't be
could be
part
invented.
of the Geneva Convention.
Correct. It's upheld by a separate thing, but it doesn't matter because Russia was not a signatory of that act.
They didn't agree to it.
Yeah, neither did the US. So that part doesn't actually matter.
A viewer just said, "Is Goku's planet Venus, and how did he terraform it?"
He used the light of the traveler to terraform Venus. That's well.
Goku.
How did you know? How did you know?
Whatchamacallit? They actually have a question for you, Arachno. They're saying, would you allow religion on your space colony and your now conquered planet Mars?
It depends. Are these religious people that are coming very have innovation and commerce in mind?
You're probably going to need to wait for a response on that. There's actually a question for Rin.
Yo.
How much funding would you spend for a space fleet for military?
Fleet. I'll say about 30% of the budget.
That's big.
That's a big budget. Holy shit. There's actually a question for Tomo.
Uh-oh.
How
That's never a good sign.
They're like, how exactly is your military? Do you have robots or a navy? Question mark.
So, technically speaking, if we're going with what my place is kind of based off of, theoretically, yes, I would have battle mechs. But seeing as this universe that we're occupying isn't technically strictly speaking, battle mechs are not in the term that I'm basing off of are not really a thing. So mine wouldn't really be like anything in BattleTech. So I have military, I have standards, I have infantry, I have tanks, I have aircraft. I probably have some light mechs just based off of what I'm dealing with. I don't know what exactly. I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Homo.
But what?
You're forgetting something.
Which part?
I established an allyship with you in exchange for commerce.
Yeah, I know.
You
That
will
doesn't
get
mean-
robots.
Oh, you
Robots,
You need
yes.
robots. Damn it.
Well, that's actually very true. You will get robots.
So I've got some reboots. I got some robots. Are they big stompy robots? I don't know
Yes.
yet. Okay.
Oh,
well,
Arachno, you actually got a response. They said from some of these immigrants that have religion, they're gonna bring you research of string theory. That's interesting.
My civilization would have already figured out string theory perfect.
As long as people want to join my society to incorporate new inventions and anything evolutionary, we will take you in. Think Piltover.
Another viewer said that they'll bring schematics. You're obviously a Gundam fan, to build mobile suits.
Yeah, let's go.
This one is for Gemini. They're asking if you would use another form of deterrent that isn't a Death Star.
You and that damn Death Star.
Oh man, we're going back to that, huh?
Oh my god.
Okay, let's
I didn't
entertain that.
know-
Would there be anything but a Death Star you would use?
I didn't know a hypothetical super weapon would cause so much hub.
Hypothetical controversy.
Yeah, really. So
He just
okay,
wants a
first,
Death Star. Just let him have it. He wants to kill people.
first to I know I don't want to kill people.
Joking.
Okay, so first to lead with that, the only reason I chose something like that is because yes, in what if universe, it would be a ultimate deterrent, and it would be to most. It would mostly be used to.
Mostly.
Well, yes,
Got him.
mostly be used for just people to look at and just have as a warning sign as to not attack us. That's literally it.
Or I will
Now, if
destroy everything.
I know. I love what the viewer said.
No, there's a sign on
now,
this quality. Beware of Death Star.
Beware.
Oh, I love what the
Now-
okay, man. You're gonna have a kick
Big
out of this.
freaking laser.
oh my god.
Gemini, to you, they
what-
said,
what?
would you put a mall in your Death Star?
Yeah, why the
Yes.
fuck not? Yeah, sure.
No, that's a great idea. Absolutely. I would support that. You know what? If you turned the Death Star into a giant shopping mall that just so happened to have the ability to be
Oh, okay. I thought he meant put a Darth Maul inside of his
No,
Darth
no, like a shopping mall.
You know what? I'd be
Yeah,
okay with
well, why
that.
not? Yeah,
That
sure,
then
yeah.
becomes a tourist piece.
I could just
Yeah.
imagine a Karen getting upset. He's like, I'm gonna just blow up this Death Star.
But if there is if the question was if I could think of another deterrent other than a Death Star, yes, obviously.
Nanites.
Well, I
just-
mean, I think they want you to say what that other deterrent is.
Nanites.
Nanomachine.
Nanomachine, son.
I don't want to go the nanomachine route. I guess
Guess you don't want to win.
if
Oh.
no, I don't want metal eating nanomachines.
Wait, what about
Someone
sharks
just
with
said,
laser
is he trying
beams
to
on their
build
back?
Metal Gear in space.
What? What about Metal Gear in space?
Metal Gear.
Metal
You were
Gear.
like Metal
Metal
Gear
Gear.
in space.
Wow. Would
I
you accept
suppose
this? And
what I would suppose a deterrent would most likely be a for me, I guess it would have to be diplomacy.
Your deterrent is diplomacy.
Yes.
In what way?
Oh no, he's gonna talk to me. I'll capitulate. Anything you want.
Nice.
I would use diplomatic skills instead, and just to not like focus too much on weapons, because as I said, military wise, the only thing military wise I would want to focus on would be maybe some mobile suits or let's say like the Empire's fleet from Star Wars, but
Yeah,
that would probably be it. That would literally be it for my military
I'm actually
funding.
okay with that one.
Everything else would be going to technology, or as you put it, research and development, agriculture, and healthcare. And I remember I said one point infrastructure because obviously, schools, things like that would need work on government buildings, whatnot. But if there is a chance to negotiate with people to not attack my colony, then I would definitely take that opportunity. Because no, you don't need a giant looming fucking super weapon as a deterrent. Does it help? Yes. But
Is it fun?
no.
Also, yep.
absolutely yes. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody can deny that.
We can agree on that. But it's not a must have. I was just humoring the question with, well, pick a super weapon. Death Star. There you go. Like, yeah.
Someone asked, "How would you fund that?" I
Oh,
think we
I
all-
answered that
He's
earlier.
gonna sell his undesirables to me.
I answered that earlier because I guess one of my colony's biggest things is agriculture. So I would do as much trade networking as I would possibly be able to do, and just sell as much agriculture.
He's gonna sell
Uh,
vegan food to Goku's colony.
Nice.
You better.
Someone said if
No.
you had a Death Star, you would have to allow the UN to inspect it.
I'm not
You know,
allowing the UN to inspect something that's in space. I'm sorry.
the only way they'd be able to is if you were already a UN signatory, which you've already stated you're not.
Yes.
They would
So
have
no,
no
they
jurisdiction.
have no right.
Yeah, they wouldn't have any jurisdiction up here.
Wow, a lot of people would say they would attack you if they had their own colonies.
That's
Well,
fine.
Like you gotta. That's something to really think about. If you do have a Death Star, other people might want it, like Loki.
Valid.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But I
all
would.
right, let me ask this question. I'll wait for the answer. How many of
Okay.
you, if hypothetically speaking, you had your own colony, you know, you had a certain amount of people that are in your colony, you had your own military, whatever. How many of you would actually attack Gemini?
I'm not gonna be surprised by the answer.
So would I attack him? Nah.
Yeah, we can be business partners. It's fine.
Yes. Now, if you don't sell me your undesirables, then I might consider it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll sell you my undesirables instead of throwing them out into space.
Moral victory.
There you go.
Is this really happening?
Apparently.
I'll even
Someone
sell them
just
to
said
Tomo.
Gemini is unfit to lead. They said through democracy we vote to shoot him down the airlock.
He doesn't have a democracy. That's not possible.
Holy shit.
No, you can't do that. Only he has access to the airlock.
It's true.
I have one
Yes,
on
I
my
have a
planet.
Wow, I actually didn't think of that.
What? Democratic
No,
uprising?
what the viewer just said, they're like, if Gemini is the leader of his own space colony, and the space colony has to be run by some kind of nuclear energy in order for it to rotate, why wouldn't just someone integrate themselves into Gemini's colony and then just self blow up the colony?
Oh no.
No Death Star.
Whoa.
You'd get
Damn,
ratted out. You'd get
Who's
sniffed.
saying?
Wait.
That's actually grand of what you're saying.
Wait,
Hmm.
actually, this is a serious
What?
question. Is the Death Star built into your colony, or is it a separate structure?
No, it's a separate structure.
Hmm.
I'm
A
gonna
lot of
send
viewers
a
don't believe that you can-
espionage envoy into the mall inside the Death Star
Oh
and
my
blow it
God.
It
up.
would be It would be
Dang.
close to the colony, but no, I would never be that idiotic to have it just like built into my colony. That would be fucking stupid.
Wait, why?
No, you
Someone said Gemini didn't say that he had good security, so anyone can infiltrate him.
Oh my god.
Oh god. Hey Rin, you know what they would
Just
hear?
because I
Nuclear
said I
warhead
didn't have good
approaching.
security,
Nuclear
Just 'cause I
warhead
said I
approaching.
just because I said I didn't have security means I don't have good security. Okay.
I mean, you're gonna blow all your money on the Death Star.
You won't be able to afford security
You
guards.
can't afford to
No.
security personnel.
Uh-oh, nuke.
I never said we didn't have jobs or anything like that on the colony. I
Oh my
said there
God.
are governmental jobs.
They said the Christians and the Confucius disagree with your way of thinking.
The Confucius?
Wow.
What?
Are you a Confucius or Christian?
Oh my god.
Someone said Genova hates you.
Wait, Genova? Like Sephiroth mom Genova?
Wow.
Is there a god actually called Genova?
Wait.
Does
Oh, there
he mean
probably is.
Jehovah? Does he mean Jehovah?
Hold on, I'm
If so,
Wait, Jehovah's a
if
person?
so, yes, Jehovah Witnesses.
That Jehovah was a person?
Apparently, yeah.
Oh, blew my mind.
I honestly thought they meant Genova from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I
but
also thought that.
If you mean Jehovah, I'm perfectly fine with that person hating me. So, but yeah, back to the person with Confucius.
someone
and
just said
Christian-
Gemini is definitely German.
Oh my god,
Oh
Goku
my
has
God.
freaking sharks, freaking lasers on top of their freaking heads.
and German.
Told you we're building technology.
We are building a religion.
We got some sharks.
Do you have any proof that I'm German, sir?
Are you German?
Oh wow, they have a question for Arachno. Arachno, do you have a vast network of knowledge of infrastructure and agriculture and health on your colony?
Well, as I said, since we're emphasizing on cybernetic enhancements and technology, we're trying to research and develop to a point where citizens go full-blown cyborg and robo to the point that they don't need to worry about health and agriculture.
Oh, and the last part of their question was, what about the babies?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
what
think
about those
there will.
babies?
Realistically, I don't think there will be babies on this planet. I mean, sure, I could imagine that there's going to be immigrants that will come, breed and have babies on their own. But like, for instance, like the people that are going the full cyborg route, I do imagine like most people are going to be born in this world like completely bioengineered, if that makes sense.
Cloning.
Yeah,
None of us seem-
cloning, artificially created cyborgs, DNA splicing, the works.
So, in your society, can I be a pretty cat girl with a giant, 13
No,
inch-
that's mine.
No?
I
Okay,
mean-
that's yours. Gotcha.
I mean, you
Can I
can.
can I be a pretty cat girl Futanari?
Yeah, pretty
Yes,
much,
you
yeah.
can. You can.
And Tomo's just like, oh yeah, that's my jurisdiction.
That's the real reason we made an alliance, me and Tomo. That was the real reason, not the
Yeah,
Oh my
con.
god, they just
Yeah,
said
it's the
to
CGA.
confirm
It's the Cat
Gemini
Girl
is
Alliance.
gay.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What
I
are you
said that.
talking about? I was talking about their fucking hypothetical.
Uh-huh, okay.
Tomo, don't put fuel to the fire, man.
That's my whole purpose for being
I'm
here.
the one talking about being a cat girl Futanari, not
No.
Gemini.
I will say this. The goal of going like full robo and cyborg is so that we can survive in space and planets without little to no deterrence.
The
So
one
like
place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
so
Up until I get there.
we will give, extraterrestrials and immigrants like a shot living here, but like unless you bring your own technology, you're going to struggle living on our planets without the, oxygen and food.
Oh, they said Arachno. Would you go to war with Gemini now that he has a fully functional Death Star?
As I said,
I
if
thought
I
we already said that it's not functional.
if I receive
No,
intel, if I receive intel that a Death Star is being built, no matter which colony it is, I will send envoys to destroy it before it becomes
What if
made.
it's your own? What
We
if
will
your people
try
are
to
like, I wonder if we
negotiate.
can build this?
We will try to like first. What we will do is negotiate with the other colonies. Is like, yo, this guy's building a Death Star. We should probably stop this.
Sanction him.
And
Okay, so
then
you're
we'll
so
talk
you're
to.
not going. So you're
And
not
then
going to the main colony that's building it.
no, I'm gonna talk with all the. I will try to do an assembly of all the colonies, and if you don't show up, we're gonna have the meeting without you, and then we're gonna confront you and say, "Yo,
So,
you're making a Death Star. Stop it!" And if you said no, we're going to destroy it.
but okay, you're saying if they don't show up, so
what if you
like,
don't show up?
Yeah, we're gonna say, "Hey, we're having
no,
an
no, no, no,
assembly
no.
of
This is
colonies."
supposed to be to any colony who's building something like that. So,
Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
so why instead of having an assembly of every person who's leading a colony, why not just talk to the person who's building the thing in the first place?
Well,
because
you
it's
are invited. Yeah, the person who is building it is invited.
yeah, and the reason
Just
why I'm
'cause
bringing all the colonies in together is so that they will know my intentions. Where I'm saying, hey, I have concerns that this guy is building a like a planet destroying planet, and here are my intentions of why I made this meeting. Person, I do not agree with you building this weapon of mass destruction. Stop. And
okay,
if the people,
let me ask you something. Do you know who Nikola Tesla is?
yes,
Do you know that he built a death ray?
yes,
And you know that he destroyed it because he didn't want that to be used in war or any put in the wrong hands, right?
yeah. Are you going to destroy your Death Star?
It's already
I
non-functional.
mean, it's non-functional. It's
If
non-functional.
you're not going to destroy it, I'm still going to go with my plan.
That still makes no sense.
Okay.
If it's non-functional, there's no reason for you to like
Wait,
just
wait, Gemini, wait, hold on. Technically, she's not attacking your colony. She's
She's
attacking your
attacking
Death
your
Star.
Death Star.
That's still his property, which is
no, she would be attacking me because that is property of mine.
But anyways, I would make the convention so that the colonies know that I have my intentions with the person that made the Death Star. They will know why I'm destroying this other person's property, so that when I do destroy it, the other colonies can come to their own conclusions on whether or not they are against or for my actions. Boom.
yeah, it seems
Aw,
solid.
that's funny. They said Arachno seems to be the most peaceful one here.
You know what? I'm gonna one up his Death Star. I'm gonna build a Star Killer
Oh
base.
my god.
Oh,
Well,
Lord.
okay.
Oh
well
my
now,
God.
well here's the thing: if you
See,
do
now
that, the Death
you
Star becomes an actual deterrent, and you become the bad guy.
Wait, you just want to be hated. Shut up.
He does.
Wait. Is the Death Star killer like solely to destroy? Like the only function is to destroy stars, not other planets.
Oh, it's
Well,
more
that
robot.
doesn't.
No,
That's irrelevant.
it's a lot
Because if it can
worse.
destroy a Death Star, if it can destroy a planet, it can destroy a
No,
Death
no.
Star.
He
So
needs to answer my question. Is the function to only destroy Death Stars?
The function is to make me money.
Then you will be a threat. Go fuck yourself.
The function is for whatever he wants it to be, just like my weapon would be for whatever it wanted me to, whatever I
Alright,
would want
Gemini,
it to
this
be.
is for you. They said someone has daddy issues at Gemini.
Wait, what does daddy
Huh?
issues have to do with his Death Star?
What? How?
That is
How
a
does that?
weird
Daddy Death Star.
transition. That is a
That's a
very
weird
transition.
comment. That's a really weird comment.
Another comment. Space Jesus doesn't agree with you, Gemini.
Oh damn! You got
Whoa.
Space Jesus against you. What are you gonna do
Are-
now?
Are you Space
There's nothing
Jesus,
you can
sir? In the comments.
Where are these coming from? Insane.
I want to question these people in the comments. Like, do you have knowledge of the other side? So I know who God is, and if they actually accept me, because I want to know. I want to meet the guy. Like, tell me if he's a cool dude.
You know, I think God's pretty. I think God would be pretty chill with you having a death.
Well, of course, if it's his design, then it's also God's design. That's how that
Remember,
works.
Once he kills all life forms, there's no more room in hell or heaven. Where do we go?
I'm not.
Space
oh my God.
zombies.
Yeah.
Space pirates
I'm
and
really
zombies.
surprised. I'm really surprised. This goes to the viewers that a hypothetical again.
They said that
Seems
Gemini
to-
should not lead a nation. He's unfit for duty. Someone shoot him down the
Again.
airlock.
Again, a hypothetical seems to peaked you all off for some reason.
I mean, this whole scenarios are a bunch of hypotheticals.
Well, yeah, we're talking
Might as
about
well
sci-fi and a mix of history, but like,
I want to say
some
though,
reason-
Gemini, like I know I did say, oh, choose your super weapon and how you're gonna fund it and make it, and I know you chose a Death Star, but out of everyone here, you're the only one that chose a weapon that kills like a
You chose
massive
the
amount of
most-
life.
Yeah, you chose the maximum.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
went the route of becoming God.
oh, I went the route of having a deterrent so nobody would attack me or my people.
Yeah.
I mean, what if they just attack your Death Star and not your colony? Wouldn't you accept
True.
that?
Then they would still be attacking me.
But they're not attacking your people. You said you're in the interest of
No.
His
peace.
people are in the Death Star.
No, they're still attacking. They're still attacking me because the Death Star is my property. It's an extension of my colony.
Someone in the comments said, "Do you not see that you are a massive threat to all life?"
I don't know. I haven't killed anybody or raped anybody. I haven't.
Yet.
Yes, but
beat-
Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't
why
beaten
should
children.
we be like, be like, oh, he has a Death Star. It's fine. He's not gonna use it.
No,
on
no,
us."
no. If this person is talking about real life, that I'm a massive threat to real life, and we're talking about a hypothetical here.
No,
haven't
no.
beaten
I think they're
anybody.
going along with your hypothetical, man.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that I'm a danger to
The
people.
system, yes. You're a danger to the system and the life in that system.
I'm sorry. I think Rin one-ups me there with the Star Killer.
You know, he was
but
saying that to
originally
me,
he didn't have that.
and I'm going to
No,
be
I would-
consistent.
I wouldn't go so far as Star Killer base. I would probably, if I really did, I wouldn't use it on this solar system. This is our home solar system, but I would probably be in the works of developing a weapon that blows up a.
Okay, so here's my answer to that. So if I did have something mass destruction like that, why would I use it on Earth? Why would I use it on any of your space colonies?
Why
I
did you
would
make it in
just
the
have it-
first place?
But why did you make it in the
So-
first place then?
To deter you guys from attacking me. That's
But why
it's
would
that
we
simple.
need to attack you?
No,
Why?
it's
no,
not.
that-
It's
They're
not.
now
it's
You
not
saying
don't
that
a joke.
Gemini
understand.
doesn't make any sense.
You're saying I did it to stop you guys from attacking me, but what reason do we have to attack you? Outside of Loki,
Again,
who's genuinely
competition.
just a space pirate.
Again, competition.
Yeah, but you're giving us reason to fight you.
No, I'm not.
I think
Yes,
like
you
most
are.
all the colony,
No, I'm not.
all the hypothetical colonies except for Loki were keeping to themselves.
Yeah,
I was-
they were.
Yes, I was too.
You have a floating.
Yeah,
Death
it's like
Star in your
imagine
air.
like you and
No,
a bunch
I
of friends.
don't.
It's like, imagine like you and a bunch of friends are in a room and you're
I
just
humored
vibing and
your question.
partying, and then one day, one of your friends just pulls out a gun and like he's still dancing and you guys are trying to dance, but now the room is tense and you're
So
just
you mean
like,
Sneeko? So you mean Sneeko?
I mean,
What?
I mean,
What does
sure.
this have to
I
do
don't know
with
why
Sneeko?
you. But I'm just saying, if you're in a room that's partying with friends, and then suddenly your friend pulls out a gun, but he's still dancing, he's not shooting anyone, but he brought his gun out. People are-
None of the colonies are friends with each other.
Yeah, we are.
Here they are.
No,
I'm friends-
we are only allowed to choose one ally and one enemy.
Yeah, and Loki and Arachno are my allies.
That's not.
Okay, Loki's a
See,
business
see,
partner.
see,
Arachno's my ally.
there you go. Let's see. Now, I chose you as an ally, and we both agree that Tomo's an enemy. So obviously, I wouldn't be using the fucking Death Star on an ally. But if somebody attacked me,
But I think
I
what we're trying to
would
say is,
use it as a deterrent.
but I think we're trying to say is, if you didn't have the Death Star, we wouldn't feel like we need to attack you.
Also,
And I did
I never
answer the
claimed
question.
I was part of an attack. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Now, I did answer a viewer's question of would I use, or no, I did answer Ukami's question of if I didn't have the Death Star, would I use a different deterrent? And I said
Yeah.
yes, diplomacy.
Yes.
Is that fine? Is that an acceptable answer to everybody who's probably calling me a Nazi or all this other shit?
No one called
Because
you a Nazi.
It's
However,
just-
I think
no. Someone said I'm definitely German.
I don't think they called you a Nazi.
I
I think
mean-
they said you're definitely German.
You
No,
say
that
diplomacy.
is an implication. That is an implication. That is
mean,
an implication. Someone calling me definitely German is definitely along those lines.
That's fair.
Again,
okay. I didn't think of it that way, but all right.
You-
Someone just said, I'm a German, can confirm. I think just like Gemini.
Oh my god.
I'm not. I won't be surprised if that's from the same guy who called me German. So I don't care.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Do all Germans think the same?
Oh no, friend, you just asked the Pandora's box question.
oh man.
Oh no, what happened?
But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
Here's a question for all of you. Would plate mail armor be useful for our modern day soldiers?
No,
No.
No.
And why so?
because bullets
Because-
go right through that shit.
Yeah, bullets have far more penetration than plate mail could provide without being excessively heavy to be thick enough to stop it.
I would say. Sorry, Tomo, you go.
No, you're good. That was pretty much the whole thought.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say depending on what rounds. Even then, it only is like pistol rounds.
I still
know,
think a 9mm will penetrate plate.
They've actually done tests, and
A
some
9mm, it depends how thick it is. A
Yes.
5.7 would.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So like it depends on the type of bullet and stuff, but like I still
Most
say only
anything being used
pistol-
by military would pen.
Yeah. Like if you're going with rifles and things like that or LMGs, that's mincemeat. It's just going
I
through.
mean, arrows could penetrate plate mail.
Not really.
No, not
No,
really.
not much. Not much. So the thing with archers, right? Back with plate mail, they had to look for the nooks and crannies of the armor that was actually showing through, so they could aim for like the shoulder-ish area or the neck or anything that the armor was exposing.
Yeah, people forget that archers were not just big wall of arrows. That's actually not how they were employed. They were actually marksmen and very good at hitting accurate targets.
Yeah, I know that.
That's what they were mainly employed for. They generally were not massed walls of arrows. They were
So-
massed but they were accurate. They were picking targets.
So an English U longbow can't penetrate a plate mail?
If it's particularly low quality,
Oh, okay.
potentially, but any decent quality plate of the time would have stopped it.
So what you're saying is, in all my
wait.
Japanese
When
now,
I can
like-
actually answer your question there. I also would reference this information to Shadowversity. Shout outs to him.
oh yeah, I
Uh,
like Shad. Shad's cool.
Everyone
yeah,
likes Shad.
Shadowversity actually covered what you're talking about, and the answer to your question is no. An arrow would not penetrate through plate mail. Well, a high quality plate mail, especially if
Yeah.
it's doubled, which there are plate mail that exist that are doubled.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
There's
like,
even
like
repurposed plate mail that was made to stop or at least reduce injury from muskets or gunners at medieval times.
yeah, like
Oh, I want to
Tomo
go back
was
to medieval times. That place is awesome.
Yes, it is.
like Tomo was saying, and same thing with Ukami. It depended on the quality of the armor, and usually if it was a lower quality of the armor, it would have a more than a decent chance of going through.
Most armor was of a high enough quality that it would have stopped, even musket to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
Especially
what was
when
like
it
the
was
handgun?
purposely shaped and designed for that process.
They had something called what was it? The hand gunners. They would have like this big boom stick with like a barrel at the end of it. It's really weird.
Oh
If you,
no, you're thinking of an arquebus.
Yeah.
Oh, that was it. Oh, that's an arquebus. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
arquebus is the big log with a barrel on it that they light with a match.
Yeah, and then they would have
Oh,
to
okay. I need to play Age of
It-
Empires again.
You do.
they
They just
were-
released a nice expansion.
they were up
product
there
placement.
with the archers. They were up there with the archers who pretty much covered them while they were filling it up back up
Yeah.
with gunpowder and stuff.
But keep in mind, arquebuses were generally not employed very much, and they didn't really change anything because of how slow they were to reload and how inaccurate they were. You had to be really
Yeah.
close, like even
Yeah, it was-
far more so than muskets.
Yeah, it was pretty much like shooting a random ball, hoping it would hit something if
Yeah.
you were
it's severely inaccurate.
By the way,
Yeah.
fun fact: pretty much all muskets were actually 50 caliber.
Huh. I actually didn't know that one.
Yep, they were 50 cal. Generally speaking.
12.7 millimeter.
Here's a
Yeah.
question. Here's the next question. Would trench warfare be useful in today's time?
It depends on how it's employed. If it's employed the same way it was in World War One, absolutely not. Because guided precision munitions are a thing. Unless you
Yeah.
had complete air superiority, trenches would be
There-
useless. And if you
Yeah.
had complete air superiority, if you had air supremacy, you wouldn't need trenches anyway, because you
Yeah.
can move freely.
Yeah, I would say there's probably some places around in the world where
Like-
it would still work, but it
With modern militaries, if you have like a proper armor divisions and proper air forces, generally speaking, no. In very like small scale things, sure.
Yeah.
Like it's being used to decent effectiveness in parts of Ukraine at the moment, but as a doctrine, no.
yeah, not like as a full scale thing like it was back in World War One.
And you have to keep in mind the only reason they resorted to trench warfare is because technology was advancing so quickly that they found one thing that kind of worked and stuck with it. And keep in mind, they only did trench warfare really on that front. All the other fronts of World War One, they didn't really do trench warfare because all it did was bog them down for months and months at a time, and with no real progress on either side. Trench warfare was the most publicized part of World War One, but it wasn't all of World War One.
Yeah.
And a lot of World War One stratagems and doctrine were still based off of like colonial era tactics at that point to an extent. They were really only just coming out of that.
Yeah, I agree.
And here's the next. We have 2 more questions left, and then we'll go straight to the QA that's currently being flooded. Um, if World War III were to happen in today's time, should we ban women from being in our military service?
In military service,
Why
no.
though?
Combat roles, yes.
No.
I second that. I don't think that they should be banned from military service, but combat roles, I feel I feel like it would be a lot different if there was a draft to also go along with that, or if there was how different parts of the world say conscription. Because usually they only focus on the men, right? But if women were also to join the draft, that would make things a lot trickier. We also how frequent it would be with the what is it? We would be more focused on, I would say, preserving life. So if there was a draft, I would say no to the combat roles. But right now, since it's voluntarily, uh, women should be up there also with men in military.
Personally, for me, I kind of agree. Like when it comes to drafts and stuff, I do believe that women should serve in the military. The only disagreement is that I do believe that for the few that are able to pass standardized combat proficiency testing, they should be able to fight if they, pass the same standards as the men. But obviously, they would be in separate squadrons for obvious reasons. I do think that at least when it comes to combat, there are certain roles that a woman could be able to do, like aerial attacks, as we've seen with the. I believe there was a group of women from Russia that specialized in aerial attacks, something like the witches of something. Sniper role is another one.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
actually was a all-woman regiment in
exactly.
I think World War I or World War II for Russia.
I wouldn't completely exempt women from combat, but they would be in very specialized roles. And obviously, they would be separated from the men.
All right.
I mean, so here's the thing. Realistically, there's no reason why they shouldn't be in any role that a male soldier is already in. The only thing that really matters is endurance and survival training, because training with
Yeah.
a firearm is the main differentiator. That's it. It's very easy to learn how to use a firearm proficiently.
Yeah. I mean,
Everything else. Go ahead.
Sorry. I mean, like that's why I think it's important that the endurance training and any combat training, it should be still be held to the same standard that is exposed to the men for obvious reasons, and it should not.
It is.
Yeah, and because there's some people that says that the barrier of entry for women is easier, and if that is true, then that is something I vehemently disagree with.
It's not true. It's exactly the same. With the Marines in particular, it's actually much harder for them because they do actually have much higher physical standards than the Army does.
Yeah.
And that's why there are less women in the Marines for that exact reason. Like that's just a natural thing. Men on average are stronger than women or are able to gain muscle mass easier than women. It's not to say that women can't do it. It's just harder for them to meet those standards.
Yeah, and
But
I
that
agree.
doesn't mean they can't be in it. But the reason the Marines have those standards is because they have a very specific mission. So they shouldn't change that for that exact purpose. It has to be what it is.
I agree.
Anyone else want to add anything before we move on to the last question? Okay. So
Yeah, Ren, you want to talk about? No.
No,
Okay.
good.
So the next question: would you vote for the idea of using prisoners or people that are in jail as conscripts for the military and send them out in the front lines?
No.
Absolutely not.
Wait, what was that question?
I think
Um,
Rin would do it.
Actually,
Okay, let's go
Goku,
on.
I trust you. Yeah, I would do it. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I'm going to.
Well, there's more to the question too. With the reward of regaining their freedom.
Actually,
that's messy.
after thinking about it, for me, I will say it depends on the crime. Like, for instance, if I was, I don't know, I was thrown in jail for, I don't know, possessing meth or something, and they say, hey, if you serve in the military, we're going to erase that off your record, then sure.
Well, yeah, I think that goes along the lines of regaining their freedom.
Yeah.
To be a
Then-
normal civilian again.
Yeah, then for
Okay.
crimes like that, I would be more open to it. But for instance, if you're a serial killer and they're like, hey, we're going to give you, absolutely not.
It might be
I
pretty
heard Tomo
good.
said absolutely not either. So why would you say no, Tomo?
Because so here's the thing. It depends what military you're talking about. For the sake of argument, I'm going to assume you're talking about the U.S. military.
Yes.
First of all, we don't need them. You know, it's a voluntary force that is already massive, right? We don't need conscripts. Second, if you're conscripting people from prisons, first of all, they definitely don't want to be in prison, so they're going to take it regardless, even if they don't want to actually be there. If they don't want to be there, they're only going to be a detriment to themselves and everyone around them in any field, whether it's whether they're in a combat unit, whether they're doing desk work, whether they're mechanics. They don't care about being there. They don't want that job. They don't want to be in the military. They're not going to perform well, and frankly, nobody there is going to trust them, which also brings morale down. So overall, just as a whole, it'd be a terrible idea to conscript criminals. Like you could go to some people who have like light charges, like things that aren't like felony offenses, right? If you have like misdemeanors and you can serve time in the military in lieu of prison, right? First, you're probably going to get better food in prison. So a lot of them probably wouldn't even want that if it was an option, not counting conscription. And I definitely wouldn't put them on the front lines because, again, nobody else on the front lines is going to trust them. And that is a detriment to everybody on the field.
Okay. Now, I have a question for that. What if everybody else on the front lines were criminals?
Then you're not going to accomplish anything. If they're the only ones there, and they've been in prison for whatever reason, why would you trust them first with hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars worth of equipment?
Because
First
they
off,
want their freedom.
Do they? Not if they're conscripts. Which is what the question was. They're being
Yeah,
forced to
but
be there.
it's to
If
win
they
their
want-
freedom, though.
Dude, if they want their freedom, they could just leave. If they're the only ones there, what's to stop them? Then you accomplish nothing. What's to stop them from fighting for the other guy?
True.
Like, oh, you're putting criminals in the front line. Look, come here. We'll just give you can be a citizen. We'll give you freedom.
It worked out in Ace Combat 6.
True. There's a whole lot of reasons why I wouldn't do it.
Eh.
Nah, it's easy. You just put a little bomb in their neck and they try to.
Oh my God, Rin, you're crazy. That's literally what one viewer said.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Someone was also saying, like, what if you turn them into a Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
off the record, if they die, it's not America's problem.
That's a good idea. Then shoot
Yeah,
them out of a
pretty
cannon
much.
Oh my god.
into space.
Right.
You're obsessed with the
Oh,
cannon.
true.
Oh
Guess
my
what?
God! Someone said, "What if we send our Suicide Squad of prisoners to Gemini's Death Star?"
Oh my god.
At the
Oh,
same time.
oh shit! Here we go again.
Well, I'll tell you, they aren't gonna survive for long.
Got a freaking Death Star.
They're not going to the Death Star, and they're definitely not going on the colony.
You know, Tomo, after you said what you said, I think that makes the most sense. Because
It'll be
I
an
think
inside
last
job.
time America used criminals to join the army, wasn't that in like Vietnam War or in World War II? I forgot which one it was.
That was
Well,
in
World War II,
World-
wasn't it? They used criminals to join the army, and then
It was
I don't-
also in World War One.
I don't know about that one. That's outside my knowledge.
yeah, because I remember, like, I'm pretty sure America did something like this a long time ago, where they use criminals and they were promised freedom if they served.
We didn't actually free them, did we?
I'm
No.
pretty sure they're dead.
Okay, good.
And to make the matters worse, I think some of them were like, sexual offenders or pedophiles.
That
Rapists.
explains a lot about the Vietnam movies with the
Also, I remember Falcon was quoting this a while back. All right.
Quoting what?
Well, well, I brought this conversation up before, and I remember Falcon mentioned that America used criminals to join the army in promise for their freedom to be returned to them. But I don't know too much about it. That's I just heard something like that. I think I've read something about it somewhere, but I'm not
The thing
100%.
is, you also have to remember that prior to Vietnam, we had a mixed force military. So we had volunteers, but we also had conscription. We technically still have conscription today with selective service, but that generally is never going to happen. It's never going to come about because we have far more than enough active personnel voluntarily. And even if they did have to conscript us, we wouldn't be combat ready for a minimum of 2 months, 3 months.
Wait, training?
For just basic training, 6 weeks.
Yes, basic training. But then there's job training.
Yep, exactly.
I mean,
so a
effectively,
minimum.
Your first 2 years are going to be training.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing: in an emergency wartime situation where they just need bodies, 6 weeks. Like that's the fastest they could put people from nothing to on the field fighting if that's just what they need. But the point is, we'll never get to that point because we have 1.7
was that like
million.
the 6 weeks? Or Vietnam, like Vietnam or World War II, like the last time we had the draft, was that the 6 weeks? Is that where that comes from?
No, 6 weeks is how long just flat out basic training lasts.
Yeah. But like the idea, or at least the process of, you get your basic training and then you get deployed. Would we
Yes.
still do that?
If it was an emergency situation where we had lack of manpower, probably, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Here's the thing: in times of war, when things become situations like, it gets to the point where we have actually Grantham did a really good video on this, where talking about what kind of simplifications would be made to M4s, right? They would probably, you wouldn't be issued optics. A lot of the like nice things about some of the weapons would be gone. So like you would lose weapon fire mode selectors. You would lose like your iron sights. You would lose small little things as they simplify the weapon so that they can just pump out as many as possible because they just need working weapons.
The reason I asked is because with like how things are now, I'm not sure if the 6 weeks of basic training would be enough to have have someone effective on the battlefield.
That's the thing. They wouldn't be optimal, but they would be somebody who can stand there, get behind cover, and aim and shoot a gun with reasonable accuracy.
Right.
And be ingrained in the command structure at that point. That's really all they need.
Okay.
If they need people for special jobs, they will train people for special jobs. But if they just need bodies, they will just get bodies. That's it.
All right. I guess we can go straight into the Q&A since that's getting hot right now.
I want to go back to Fort. That was.
You want to go to what?
I want to go back to Fort Dix. That was fun.
Why are we talking about that?
No, like, we did a trip there for like a weekend to Fort Dix with my high school ROTC. It was fun.
Oh, so you went to you did ROTC.
Yeah, JROTC. My bad.
Oh, okay. What did you do there? That's actually interesting to bring up.
It was mostly for like a tourist thingy, but they did allow us to effectively live the basic life for a day. That was fun.
Oh, okay. That's pretty interesting. All right, so here it is, guys. It's Vince's favorite thing in the world, Q&A.
Yeah.
All right, time for the questions. This one is actually for Tomo.
Uh-oh.
To Tomo, if you don't, if there's a time where we don't have enough men or women in active service, would you then use criminals?
That would be at the point where you don't have a choice. So, yeah. If I needed to, absolutely. But it would be an absolute last resort.
Okay. Another question is for Goku.
Oh no.
Your question is
what
really
if it's about
dumb.
my volcano?
Your question is just absolutely stupid. They said for your law system, would you push people down your volcano as punishment for their crimes?
Nah, we don't push them down. They just get sucked up, shot out. But yeah, definitely. That's where they get punished. It's quick. It's harmless. Well, except for the death part at the end.
Harmless? Wait,
except for the immediate death afterwards.
Would you? Oh no! Now here's the question. Now, would you indoctrinate veganism on your people?
No. Everybody can do what they want to do. But if they do eat meat, they get shot up through the volcano. I'm giving them the choice. Like, you can do it if you want, but you're gonna go out the volcano.
He just like puts the table in front of the volcano and puts like a baby back ribs.
Yeah.
It's like, go do it.
Come on over.
Choose.
I'm going. Okay, so I'm gonna skim over all the Death Star questions.
Oh, okay. There you go. At least a couple of them. Just
No,
one more.
no.
All of them. We talked enough about it.
We talked way too much about it. I think I think that's more than enough.
Gotta be just one funny one.
It's just all hate towards me now for some reason.
All right, well, I'll say a logical one. Hopefully this is logical. Someone said towards Gemini, even if it's a hypothetical and you're asking for peace, why use a Death Star?
Thought we were gonna skip Death Star question.
No, it's just...
Wait, say that again, man.
I thought we were gonna skip Death Star's question.
I was gonna say just one because Goku kept asking.
just
No,
one.
fuck Goku.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
No.
That's it. We're at war.
Nope.
You remember those remember those sharks with lasers? Freaking lasers.
Oh my god.
Heard the question. That's okay. We can
What happened?
go to a different one. No, it's I said we heard the question. We can go to a different one.
I mean,
what else we got?
You guys were asking me the same kind of question.
We literally talked for over an hour about it. We don't need no. We don't need.
I mean, the other questions are just rather silly. I mean,
Go
they're not
for it.
okay. So okay, I don't know if you want to even hear some of these dumb questions, but I guess
Dumb questions are the best questions. Get them going.
I feel like some are aimed at me, so.
Okay, now
Almost
it's not about the Death Star. I promise you that. But
oh, thank God.
But
they're asking to Gemini, how does your crops make millions of dollars? Who do you have that you have hostage that's making this happen?
Don't worry about it.
No one's hostage. No one's hostage. We have a agricultural system. We make friends with trade networks. We set up a trade network that we trade with other people.
He has fruits and plant and like breeds that are they're what's the term? They're proprietary. You can't get them. You can only get them from him.
Yeah, pretty much. And if anybody else needs those, you just you come to me. I'll sell them, and that's it.
They're also asking what kind of kush and fruits and vegetables you're selling at high gold price.
Kush? Oh yeah, I did say weed would be an agricultural thing there. What you want? You want sativa, indica, freaking any kind of freaking weird name for some of the weeds that there are out today. Got
kids,
got
don't do drugs. Stay in school.
You got the basic plants, the basic fruits, and then you got some of the exotic ones like I guess dragon fruit would be considered exotic.
Damn, what's dragon
Dude, he has gross Michael bananas, okay? You know banana flavored candy? Yeah, that banana flavor exists. They're called gross Michaels. AKA Big Mike.
God.
We got them bananas that got seeds in them.
Yeah.
Bananas.
Got the blue bananas.
Some viewers are wondering if you're selling like crack cocaine in order to make the Death Star happen.
No, that's Tomo.
No, I'm not selling crack cocaine. I'm selling coca leaves.
Coca leaves. Oh, yeah.
He's selling the OG Coke recipe.
Yeah.
You mean we're gonna put those in it?
Yeah, I have the coca leaves, and then when you ground that up and basically make it into cocaine, and then you put it into Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Ay, mia, cocaína.
Add a little gasolina.
Oh shoot!
This is
Are you
not
Good
this is
song.
not even a
Spanish
question,
now?
but one viewer is saying, "Rin, you are an asshole."
Thank you. Thank you. I
He
tried.
doesn't care.
Years, decades perfecting the craft.
There's actually a bunch of questions for Loki too, but he's not here, so I'm sorry.
Rip.
He left a moment ago.
Yeah.
All you have to know is that
we kind of had to shoot him out the old volcano.
Yeah, he ate.
Dang.
Go
Yeah,
caught him eating
got my
meat.
nanites.
all you have to know.
He wasn't
all you have
doing
to
his
know,
job.
To
All you have to
Arachno,
know-
do you just hate religious people? Where did this even come from?
Where did that,
What?
the
Yeah,
fuck?
where the hell did that come from?
Where did you get the inclination that she hates religious people?
I don't hate religious people. I'm just not religious.
May as well be the same thing.
Oh
in my
yeah,
eyes.
yeah, you hate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Wait, that's the same thing?
No,
To
it's
some
not
people.
Might
the
as
same
well
thing.
be.
Yep. If you don't like our people, you hate it.
I mean, if that's how you see the
Oh,
world.
vegan?
Hey, that's how the
Vegans,
Crusades
yeah,
work.
like vegans, you know.
Some people are like that. Yeah, like, oh, if you don't like us, then you just hate us. So
They just
I mean,
hate us because they ain't us.
I just said that I would if religious people want to go to my hypothetical colony and have brilliant minds, I would let them in. So I don't know how that translates to I hate religious
Here's
people,
a
but
question
okay.
for the viewers: monk or samurai?
Oh god.
Damn.
Where did that even come from too?
I was talking about Final
Damn.
Fantasy
This is-
14. What's
this-
Oh, okay.
Monk and
Alright.
samurai.
Oh, but I can. Oh, okay. Video game.
Bulletproof monk. way.
Yeah, yeah.
Terrible
I agree with him.
Terrible movie.
No, it's not a terrible movie. How
I
dare
think
you?
it's terrible.
Chow Yun Fat and Sean William Scott. Come on, they're beautiful together.
No, this kind of suck.
The movie doesn't suck.
It's all right,
Which one?
Bulletproof.
How dare you?
but he's pretty good.
Chow Yun Fat is a great actor, and so is
No.
Sean William Scott.
Eddie Murphy and Golden Child. Now that's
Oh damn, he
They
busted out
also
the
said
golden
that Gemini
child.
doesn't seem to understand economics if he believes that a plant can produce billions of dollars for him in 1 year.
Sir,
Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
mean?
but
This
he's not-
chef? He's got rare fruit. Okay, we
Sir.
talked about it.
you are taking a hypothetical too long, and you do not know enough drug dealers. So
He's got a point.
Yep.
plants. Okay, do you know how much weed dispensaries make? And those are plants, so they can make up to about like maybe $5 million, maybe even more, because
Yeah.
that's the government taking them. That's the government taxing them. So
Oh, but you are the government.
They
Damn.
Some of the comments like Gemini be capping. He thinks like a dime bag can make a Death Star happen.
That was pretty good.
Nicholas Wyland.
Damn, I've never heard that shit before.
okay, first of all, I don't know who you are or what you're like to be saying capping or anything, but I don't care about your slang. Anyway, I don't think a dime bag, because so dime bag, right, is different than what other drug dealers can sell you, because some of these people get clients like 50 bucks, and like that's just in like one client, and they have more clients lined up, and we're talking about in the span of a year. That's a lot of money. So, and also it goes off by ounces. A dime bag is a dime bag's worth of weed. So that's why it only costs a fucking dime.
It doesn't cost a dime.
No, it doesn't cost a dime. It's 10 bucks.
That refers to the size. It's a tenth.
Oh, okay. Anyway, see, there you go. I'm not a drug dealer. So
A nickel
what you want?
bag. A nickel bag.
Look at his photograph.
Oh, damn.
But I damn well know.
That's nickel.
I damn well
back.
know that.
That's nickel back. That's what
I damn well know that a drug dealer selling plants, like something that could be made to make cocaine, or something that could or is weed, they can make a hell of a lot more money than, let's say, somebody working a 9-to-5 job.
Another viewer said, for Tomo, what is your favorite gun of choice? And would you use that in a world war? They also put in quotations, your setup.
My setup.
I don't know what that means.
I would assume they mean the setup of the gun. Honestly, that's a pretty easy answer in some ways, not in a few others. Favorite is definitely still the M1 Garand.
Really?
Or Garand, if you prefer. Absolutely. 30-06? Hell yeah.
Ooh, I
dude.
love the ping too.
Yeah, that's just a nice bonus. So here's the thing: 30-06 will go through any modern body armor.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I know. It's just like, you can get this. It's just something more modern.
No, absolutely not. 30-06 is readily available. It's powerful, and I still have 8 shots in quick succession with a fairly fast reload, and you only need 1 shot. It's also accurate and further range than any modern rifle because it's not using an intermediate cartridge. So depending on the type of warfare you're talking about, technically speaking, still honestly the better option if you need to penetrate armor, especially at range. That being said, if I was in an urban environment or anything with engagement ranges of less than like 500 or 600 meters, I wouldn't go with it. I would probably go with it's tough.
50 cal?
No, that's overkill. Plus, like, realistically, it's not going to be a fun carry.
Yeah, I know that thing's heavy.
Fuck, what is that? What rifle is that?
What rifle are you talking about? What nation uses it?
I can't remember. I'm trying to. Oh, my mind is so blank right now.
That same question is now going towards Rin and Arachno and Gemini and Goku. Oh wow, everyone.
You know what? Scar is a solid choice. I'd go with
I was gonna get Scar.
I'd go with a Scar C.
Okay.
In any kind of urban environment. Scar C, still higher caliber. But I'm getting magazine fed. It's only a 20 round standard magazine, but it's the carbine version, so it's shorter barrel. It'll work better in.
Thank you for saying carbine. I try to correct some people and they just get mad at me.
Wait, for what?
Carbine versus carbine.
For saying carbine.
The thing is, they're both.
They're both technically
correct.
Right.
Yeah, they're both technically accepted. They're both accepted in common language.
I can believe the carbine. I think we had this talk before, Rin, and I think you're right. It is carbine.
Both are correct.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like the other topic.
Different, emphasis on a different syllable.
Oh my god!
Don't do that. I guess for me it would be a toss up between, if we're talking distance, it would be a toss up between, I think, the Dragunov and because I love that kind of Russian engineering.
Oh, you know what? I have a backup answer. AS Val.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Ooh, I
it's a
like that
terrible
gun,
weapon.
yeah.
It's a terrible weapon, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Has a
mine's
built-in
going to
silencer.
be- I'm gonna say a G36C, and as my sidearm, a 5.7.
Fair. Yeah, I would also take a 5.7.
Oh, you like the German gun there, huh?
Yeah,
I would take an automatic block though.
The 5.7 is not German.
no, it's FN.
Yeah.
So Belgium? No,
Yeah,
FN's not Belgium.
Belgian.
It is
It's
Belgium.
Belgian.
Okay.
Oh, so it's a Belgium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
FN is Belgian.
G36C is a German. Heckler and Koch.
Ah, same place, right?
They have the FN 90 something, I think, and that
P90?
was Chinese.
P90.
No, not the P90.
Oh.
Why not?
I don't know. It was
P90
some.
tactical?
It was some
Hey,
weird
P90
looking-
uses the same round. It's a 5.7.
PS90?
That's cool.
No, P90.
Oh.
I think as an assault, a AR assault rifle, I think I would choose, or maybe marksman would be more. Maybe a M16 or a M4 for more modern day combat.
Well, I'm gonna say something silly. For me, it'll be an L96 bolt action sniper rifle.
Oh no, that's not stupider than my Dragunov.
No, wait. I guess this is what they mean by setup. I'll also have a 1911
Ooh, classic. 45.
and 6 katanas.
Damn, you're right. I would like to have a katana too.
Zorro up in this bitch. Let's go.
No, you're wrong. Not Zorro.
Nah, I also want a bow. I like a bow staff too.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have nunchucks.
Oh, so everyone's taking my melee idea.
I hate it. Sounds butter.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna have a Tonto. Yeah, they're called Tontos. Yeah, the daggers.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have Tom Fuzz.
You shut the fuck up right now.
Sensei up in this bitch, little conqueror. Let's go.
His father was better than him, and you know it's.
There's actually a question for Arachno. The question is, so if you're doing cybernetics and all your populace is cyborgs, and you don't believe in the need of babies, doesn't that mean your population will no longer grow?
I thought I already addressed that issue.
I thought you did too, but I guess
you're gonna artificially create.
He's gonna clone.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're going to artificially create new beings. So artificially
Honestly,
create
at this point,
cyborgs, DNA
at this point,
splice.
you have all their consciousness. Their consciousness is so you could actually just take portions from different consciousness and combine them.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Oh, that's
and if we
oh, so
and
that's
if we
like a hive mind.
Yeah,
No.
They have their own consciousness. Like the way I imagine. Like, have you guys watched Altered Carbon?
Oh, that's what you're going for.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
So that, like, for instance, like everybody's consciousness are on the cloud. They're not a hive mind. They're their own being. But like, if something happens where they die or something, they can just get re-uploaded into a new vessel. And if we need new beings, like new consciousnesses in the network, we could just do like some DNA splicing and create an entirely new being.
I'm gonna sneeze again.
Cool.
Okay. So we're gonna do 3 more questions and leave it at that for the Q&A.
All right.
This question will go to Rin. Bless you. Oh, that was quite the sneeze. What would be a melee weapon you would bring with you in World War III?
A melee weapon that I'll bring with me to World War III?
Yes.
Any tool.
So like a hammer?
No, any tool, an entrenching tool.
Oh, so like a shovel.
It's a very sharp, serrated edge shovel. Yeah, you could definitely kill a man with that easily.
What the? New Year, you're always about killing.
Yep.
Oh, it's about killing.
Always
I'm
about
talking
killing.
about World War III. You're damn right. I'm talking about killing.
That's it. We're invading you.
For Goku, what type of rations would you bring with you to World War III?
Oh shit! Seeds.
Vegan rat.
Sunflower seeds.
Or water.
Hey, actually, they have sunflower butter and peanut butter.
A knife, some para, whatever it is, and
Wild parsnips.
one of those little flint rock strikers.
I'm surprised you didn't say tacos.
So I can make a fire. That's about it.
Anything,
Something sharp that I could do.
anything he can get his hands on that is not radiated.
Berries.
Goku's gonna have genetically engineered tacos.
Yep, I will make a taco out there. Got some leaves. I'll roll them up. But yeah,
Question is for Arachno. In your space colony, in your health department, would your cybernetics be able to cure cancer?
Mm,
Would you have Anthony Fauci as a?
well, I would assume that we would, you know, if most of these vessels, what's left is like an organic version of a brain. I would imagine that there would be nanobots that are constantly attending the brain to detect.
Oh no, Ren,
potential
she said the word nano machines, son.
Oh, so you're buying from me?
No, I'm not buying from
Oh.
you.
Oh, you're gonna develop your own nanites?
Yeah.
They're
Why
gonna
would I need
suck.
you?
You got
Your nanites are gonna
competition.
suck.
I'm already trading with you. Why are you upset?
Because it's competition now. It's like Coca-Cola versus Pepsi.
Oh yeah,
Is
I'm
it?
gonna develop medical nanites. You know, you take a injection every once every 2 years, and then they're going to fix your body, any problems, so get rid of the disease, and they're gonna extend your lifespan by like 500 years.
Ooh, this is actually a good question. This is for Rin and Tomo. It's I guess they're talking about the criminal case. So for
What we got?
criminals, would you use criminals to disarm IEDs in the battlefield?
No,
No, because they're not going to be motivated or trained to do that. Also, you just use explosives. Use a Miklik. Done.
yeah, countercharge.
I still believe serial killer.
You still believe in what?
Using serial killer criminals, just throw them at the IED. You'll be fine.
Oh my god! All right, so that was the last few questions. We're not gonna, go for more questions.
It's been 4 hours.
Yes.
Well,
It's been
4.5
longer than that.
hours.
This has been Hoshido episode 5 of our podcast. We're actually gonna have another one.
Sorry.
Yeah, the next one is gonna be on Friday. So,
What's the topic for that one?
to be announced.
It's gonna be.
Oh, I don't know how to talk about to be announced.
It's gonna be how people hate me and why they don't like me.
Gemini, stop. Okay.
it's gonna
Anywho,
be Amy Fisher.
this will be our closing for episode 5.
Can we talk about SpongeBob for our podcast?
Oh my god.
Product placement.
Product placement. All right, so this is episode 5. Thank you, Arachno, for joining us again. And our other host here, Tomo.
Hello.
Tough best side character.
Yes.
That's like.
We hope that you guys come and listen to us in our very long podcast. So, anywho, it's been fun, and I hope that you guys keep tuning in. Also, we have a Twitter. I don't know if you guys are watching through Hoshido Eternal, but we have a big old Twitter link there. So click that. We're working on it, but we're eventually gonna post our scheduling when we get that together. Also, follow Rin Evangel on Twitter. On Twitch. Sorry, not Twitter. Woo. I don't even know.
Twitter.
Oh, my Twitter is at Catnip. That's right. I was a Hunger Games fan.
Oh my
Oh, God.
God. You are done. You are definitely getting shot up.
Look, the books were good. All right, I read all 3 books, and apparently there's new ones, and I don't know about them, and I don't care.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. This is Okami.
Katniss and Peta for life. Let's go.
This is Okami, and this is the rest of the Hoshido gang. Thank you for tuning in.
She doesn't need Gale.